Hello, and you're listening to the Book What's Better podcast, the podcast where we talk about the book of the film. I'm Luke.
And I'm Jacinta.
And this week we're talking about Paper Planes.
Hey you, put down the popcorn and turn on the light. It's gonna be alright, my friend. In the end, take my hand and trust me, the book was better.
Holy crap, Jacinta, it had to happen eventually. Is that not only would we be doing a book based on an Australian film.
I feel like this year we've only done Australian films.
Yeah,
like Blinky Bill and Silver Brummy.
I hadn't bloody finished, mate.
Oh, fucking dude.
Not only are we doing an Australian film,
Yeah.
it's from this bloody year,
Of course.
and it stars someone that we may, on one or two occasions in the past, especially on our other podcast, FP Cast, refer to as best bloody actor in Australia, if not the world, Sam bloody Wortho Worthington.
Holy shit, I thought you meant that little kid.
No, Ed Oxenbould.
Ed Oxenbould, yeah.
Fuck him.
He's in like proper movies and he was in a Cheerios ad and shit too.
He's in The Visit with
Yes, yeah.
M. Nights.
Yes.
I saw it.
Yeah.
Something happens to him that's pretty crazy, but I
Okay.
won't spoil it now.
Alright.
Maybe I'll tell you in the break.
Yeah, right.
But, yeah, he better be... He's thankful it didn't happen to him in this film, let me tell you that. But Paper Planes, an Australian story about a little battler from the Aussie outback who folds some paper to paper plane glory.
Exactly, yes.
And it makes me a little nervous, actually, because we sort of haven't really done... We don't, on this show, often do things that are reasonably current, like from the same year.
Yeah, well, actually, this came out at the end of last year.
Okay.
It did,
Well,
because...
that makes it marginally better.
Remember, some dickhead had this on their top 10? Like, a genuine actual reviewer had this in their top 10
Okay,
list
yeah.
for last year.
Well, look,
which
we
is
talked about
unbelievable.
it. It's not a terrible film. It's definitely a kids' film. And, I think it has its audience, and it was nominated as Best Australian Film at the AFI Awards,
It
whatever they are
was.
called now, the actors.
The actors, yes.
So we know that there is love for this film, but we're going to talk about the book, the novelization. So that's a little bit nerve-wracking that not only is it something contemporary and we kind of like people to have a chance to buy and read the book in their normal time and then look at it retroactively, but also it's Australian. So these are people that are our brothers in a way that wrote this thing. People that can take us to court in our own country. But the thing is, we're going to be critiquing this thing. It's approaching it to critique it. We are going to read some excerpts out, but only in the context of critiquing this thing, fair use and all that. Fair dinkum use, I would say.
Fair, mate. Fair
fair.
dinkum use, mate.
Fair suck of the book bottle, mate. So, because, not everything I have to say about this is complimentary. Probably it actually skewed sort of 10 to 90% in the other way. But I do think it's interesting because some people have accused in the past.
Yeah.
Some of our American friends, sometimes they go, look, you mock American culture too much and we're feeling a little bit unloved and we want to cuddle from you guys now and then.
Okay.
And what I want to always make it clear is that we're not necessarily critiquing how American culture is, but how American culture chooses to express itself through pop culture works.
Yep.
And
Through burgers, it seems.
And use of gratuitous use of hamburgers in prose. And I want to say that Australians are just as guilty, and this book proves that, of the way they choose to show our culture in a way that I actually get a bit of a cringe from.
This book is actually unbelievable. Like,
Yeah.
the bits that I read before I handed it over to you and then reading your notes is just like, I cannot believe some of the things that are actually written in this book by an actual human who lives in this country.
In the year 2015. Because I don't know if it feels like Suzanne pointed this out, the book series Lockie Leonard, which I think was set in
yes.
Western Australia and is about like this kid that loves to surf, mate, and he goes surfing and stuff. But that was written in the 80s.
Yes.
This feels like it was written in the 80s in terms of the language and everything that's used, and I find that really problematic. It's set in a rural town at the beginning, And I think we probably automatically have that snobbish kind of cultural cringe from that as being the city slickers that we are. It's not something that's... So, yes, there are people in the country, of course, and living and doing all these things. But this, for me, is the difference between American and Australian culture when it comes to films and things like that, is that hillbilly fringe in American films is generally stereotyped and satirized and seen as a comedic relief thing.
Yeah.
But the idea behind American films is you make the stars of them, the heroes, more heroic and more noble and bigger than life. They're confident, amazing, like, we're the heroes.
You want to be us.
And they actually have a lot of values that you don't necessarily see in Americans. And I feel like Australia wants to go the opposite way and take that rural battler, I'm not too bright, but I've got a good heart, mate, and make them the central heroes of all the stories. It's almost the opposite. And I do feel that the truth is definitely somewhere in the middle between those two approaches.
It's funny, as so many people just really adore the castle, but have you ever met anybody that acts like anybody in the castle?
Well, the thing is, I suppose, with all stereotypes, with all these representations of culture, there are kernels of truth. They don't come out of nowhere. And I can criticise people going, "Good day, mate, how are you?" But the thing is, I'll probably run into people, even in my workplace, that talk like that.
Yeah, and I had to stop you the other day because you thought I was making a joke when I was just like, "No, Luke, this is how I talk."
Yeah, you said, like, me and a mate are going to go to the pub, and I thought you were...
referencing this book.
Pasting in another excerpt of Paper Planes, and then it was like, no, that's just how Jacinta talks.
Yeah.
I don't say mate. I don't say g'day. I'm a civilized, very beautiful, unique snowflake.
I think my accent is a bit of a throwback because when I was at high school, I used to I played soccer, so I hung out with a lot of English people, and I picked up an English accent without even knowing it. And so I think once I left high school, I started kind of really purposely going the other way.
Purging it.
Yeah, really purging it. So yeah, that's my excuse anyway. I promise I'm not a bogan.
I guess the approach is, though, I mean, that's the fun thing about this, is we're going to look at and critique and try and understand this slice of Australian culture, because we had a lot of fun with Blinky Bill, a lot of fun with the Silver Brumby, and even better, as we said, Sam Wortho Worthington.
Oh, it's just like so
our
perfect.
Hero.
Yeah.
And if people are a first-time listener or you haven't listened to FP Cast, I guess behind the curtain is, I don't even know how it started, but we began to turn Sam Wortho Worthington
into our cult hero.
Yeah, he's just an Aussie icon. He's from Western Australia, just like us, and he's in these big movies. And just the idea that a bogan could prosper is just beautiful in my mind. That this guy from Rockingham,
this bloody sentient potato, has gone off and
became a Hollywood legend in the biggest bloody film ever made.
Married bloody Bingo. Where the hell are you?
Yeah, absolute beautiful couple. You can imagine their conversations. Where the bloody hell are you, Sam? I'm right fucking here in front of the TV. You bent, get us up here. It's brilliant. So we're very aware of his work. We have an actual radar set up here, which is sort of tracking new work.
We have to turn it off during the podcast because it's quite loud with the boop, boop, boop. Yeah.
Yeah, so we heard about this. We reviewed the film on FP Cast, but now we're really going to get into the book. So I'm excited. You're excited.
I'm so excited.
Where the bloody hell are you?
We're excited like Big Bloody Kev.
You're right here, ready to go.
Which is the reference that no one in America will get.
Right. Look, America, you're gonna
learn some things today.
Be on the back foot on some of this, but that's why God gave you Google and Bing. I mean Chandler Bing, not the fucking... just use Google.
Just go and ask Chandler Bing.
Could I be any more obscure? So, Steve Warland wrote this book, and the interesting thing is he's also the co-writer of the screenplay.
Yeah, which kind of had me thinking that, this was maybe not going to be that bad.
Well, you think, he knows the stuff.
Yeah,
he knows the
story.
intent.
Yeah.
He's got to get it right. And the thing is, For the most part, this is an A to B, just go through the film. There's not a lot added to this, but...
There's no inner monologues.
No, not a lot of insight into anything that's not seen in the film. But I kind of got worried at the beginning. I mean, this is a book for children, so we're adults. My high-pitched voice might have confused
Look,
you
we're
if
adults
you're a
legally.
Legally adults, barely legal. And... the book's not made for us. So we understand this is kind of like kicking a small child in the face, but we're prepared to do that in the interests of the truth.
Yes, exactly.
And cultural commentary. So Steve Warland, he starts his, there's about the author, a little bit of him going, "Oh, hey guys, I'm Steve. I wrote this book. I'm your mate." And really trying to get us on side.
Yeah.
But he didn't for me. The alarm bells went away straight away when I read this. Steve has written a couple of novels and a few scripts. One movie you might have heard about is called Bootmen. If you haven't, your mum may have seen it. It's all about tap dancing. Another television show he worked on is called Farscape. It's set in outer space and has heaps of aliens in it. Your dad might have watched a few episodes back in the day. So, of course, the perfect way to start your book from 2015 is with some 1950s gender stereotyping.
Only boys like aliens.
Oi, girls, this science fiction show isn't for you. It doesn't feature nearly enough tap dancing. Go on, ask your mum about Bootmen.
Oh, with the interesting fact. Well, not interesting fact about Bootmen. Guess who was also in Bootmen?
Oh, bloody Alexander Bunyip.
Well, Adam Garcia, but also Sam bloody Wortho Worthington.
He can tap dance.
He can fucking tap dance.
What can't he do?
I don't know exactly. Well, apparently he can't live off after falling off a steel beam, which is what happens to his character.
Does
in
he
this
die?
Movie. He does super die. I can't remember. He's having he and Adam Garcia's character having some sort of argument with some men on a building construction site or something, and he's on a beam, probably tap dancing on it. I don't know. And he falls off, smashes his head right open.
Shit.
Yeah.
And a moth flies out.
Yeah. Some sand trickles out of his skull.
And we're just playing with you, Sam. God, that's the Aussie spirit, isn't
Right,
it?
it is.
Just a little bit of ribbon to a
Bloody
mate.
tall poppy syndrome.
Taking
He's
the
just
piss.
he's a bit too high up. We just got to cut him down a little bit.
And a foreword from Ed Oxenbould.
Oh, shit.
So the little boy in this that plays Dylan,
Yes.
he gets to even say some stuff. This
Jesus.
is what he has to say.
Everyone has made a paper plane.
More high pitched for us, this little kid.
Do you want to burp a little bit more?
We're drinking beer. How
We are
fucking
drinking
un-Australian are you if a bloke can't drink and burp beer while reading Paper Planes?
Oh, fucking hell.
Christ,
Alright.
oh, I'm sorry, Your Majesty. Fuck.
Alright. Everyone has made a paper plane. And everyone enjoys paper planes, whether they're 9 or 90.
But if you're 8, you're shit out of luck, and if you're 91, you're probably dead.
All love that the movie Paper Planes is about such a simple idea, but it's also a deep and meaningful story.
I also enjoyed that we got sausage rolls on the set and they paid me more than my pocket money. And I only pissed myself once.
You know, the fucked thing is, this kid is probably worth more than both of us put together. And that sucks.
Maybe financially, not spiritually.
Well,
everybody's worth something.
Yeah, no one cares about that though. That kid is probably rolling in fucking cash.
He's got the best BMX, mate. So, here is the beginning. The house is a bit old.
And a bit small.
And the wrought iron roof is a bit rusty.
And the garden is a bit overgrown.
And the front gate is a bit squeaky.
But as Dylan looks around, he knows he wouldn't want to live anywhere else.
Now, that's not to say he doesn't want to travel the world and visit exotic places like Africa or Peru or China. It's that he's not keen on getting vaccinated before he does. Anti-vaxxer.
Oh, and he's not sure he wants to leave Clive for too long either.
So basically, Dylan is a kid with low expectations, and it's probably best, dear listener, to adjust yours accordingly too.
That's a good tip.
As we commence.
Yeah, very good tip. So his main, he would go and explore the world and check out all these different cultures and learn from different people outside his circle, but he just doesn't want to get a jab up the bum.
He doesn't want a little prick.
No.
But Look, and Clive. Who's Clive?
Clive's his granddad, isn't he?
Clive? You fucking fool! Clive is
Oh, it's the eagle!
Eagle!
Oh, it's the fucking eagle! What's
the
granddad's
eagle.
name then? Granddad?
Granddad.
Oh, shit.
Come on.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot.
He's like a granddad to everyone. Clive is a...
Yeah, I forgot about Clive the eagle, where he
mighty
talks to him.
eagle that he talks to.
Yeah.
Because he lives in the middle of
That's right.
bumfuck nowhere.
And he's got no friends, so he's got a fucking eagle.
He's got an eagle.
Yeah.
But let's meet Dad. Because that's what we're all here for,
Yeah,
right?
obviously.
Here is Sam the Man Wortho. Now, his dad's name is Jack, and he's a big, strong bloke in his 30s. He's also sound asleep on the lounge and snoring like a warthog. Actually, that gives warthogs a bad rap. What do you think about the whole narrative voice here?
Well, I'm fine with it. We'll see. You know, the listeners don't really have a choice, do they?
It kind of feels like there's this... It's a story within a story. Like, you know, there's some guy down on his luck sitting at the pub. Another beer, thanks, mate. You know, his wife's just left him.
Yeah.
And then this guy sidles up next to him and goes, "What's wrong, mate? You look down. Let me tell you the story of paper planes. It's a story about how a young little tacker fought adversity by folding up some paper and throwing it into the bloody wind."
And they're like, "Oh, my kid loved paper planes.
Oh, well, you'll love this yarn, mate, and it goes a bit like this.
He died a year ago in a car accident."
Oh, how old was he? 13? Oh, he was bloody lucky. A lot of kids out here commit suicide before the age of 7. So, yeah, this really is a yarn about this paper, these planes.
Yeah, the planes are a metaphor.
And look, you can already tell right away, this book is as Oz as fuck.
Dylan shakes his shoulder. "Up you get, big fella, cock-a-doodle-doo!" And Jack doesn't move, so Dylan knees him in the bum.
Such a beautiful, sophisticated culture that we have.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Right up the bum.
Right.
See, Dylan doesn't want anything in his bum, but he's happy to dish out
Yeah.
the bum punishment.
You're gonna get right up your bum, Dad, if you don't wake up. I want to put me cock-a-doodle up your bum. Wake up, you bludger. And this is all super relevant to us, especially you and I here in Perth, because...
Dylan lives in a little town in the middle of the Western Australian desert called Whaleyup. The thing about Whaleyup is that the only colour you ever really see is beige.
Beige. Very fitting colour for this film.
Yes.
And Dylan rides off on his BMX. What else? Like, that's the chariot of kings.
Yeah.
In order to annoy the shit out of aforementioned Clive the Eagle. Here's some out-of-context comedy corner, though.
He continues to dangle the long strip of meat and grins. "Everyone loves bacon."
Whether you're 9 or 90, mate, everybody loves a long strip of meat. It's all good. And, yeah, I realise I'm really having even worse of a cultural cringe reading this book than I think I would have even anticipated. Like, it is a total bogan explosion. Thrilled, Dylan watches him go. He just loves that bloody bird.
Oh.
"See you later, alligator." Dylan knows Clive doesn't mind being called an alligator. That's
Because the eagle doesn't have the capacity to compute the English language, you fucking idiot.
his brain is the size of a...
Probably like a grape.
Yeah, I was trying to think of something really Australian, but everything's pretty big.
Oh, everything is so bloody big down here. Like the big banana.
Big banana, big pineapple.
Yeah, a big prawn.
And he goes to school, and all the kids are on iPads and smartphones, which at least I'm thinking, okay, great. You've brought Bush Australia into the 21st century. Yeah. And they pull the piss out of Dylan because he's got Daggy, 15-year-old Nokia, and he's playing Snake. And he's picked on by Kevin, who is a total fatty.
He actually looks like an orange balanced on a pair of toothpicks. The toothpicks being his spindly legs.
And, yeah, as I said, it really feels like it's written in the 80s. There's the Daggy phone, and then the teacher, Mr. Hickenlooper, comes in. And he's wearing a loud and funky shirt, which sounds like something my grandmother would say. Oh, look at your loud and funky shirt.
Young man.
And then Hickenlooper goes, "Quick, Sticks!" to a kid called Ringo in order to hurry him
Isn't
along.
Hickenlooper played by like Peter Rosethorn or
Yeah,
someone?
yeah.
It makes sense contextually when Peter Rosethorn is saying it, not when you're reading it.
Hickenlooper. I kept reading it as Licken Hooper.
Okay.
And then Kevin gave Dylan crap about his old phone.
Yeah.
Right, so he teased him. He was like, oh, you got a piece of shit old phone, you dickhead. But Kevin, all these kids are interchangeable to me. Fatty Kevin has a Tamagotchi and a Game Boy.
Jesus.
So who's the fucking time traveller here?
Mate, Tamagotchis are older than Nokias, and honestly, you give him shit for his bloody Nokia, but your iPhone will fucking shit itself long before that Nokia will, matey.
That Nokia is like the cockroach of mobile phones.
It is, yes.
So a student teacher, whose name is Jethro,
Right.
turns up and talks absolute gubbins about the Australian Junior Paper Plane
You can
Championships.
never trust a student teacher.
Especially one called Jethro.
Oh, God.
Beverly Hillbillies. And he talks about how you need to make a paper plane. It's got to hit at least 25 metres if
Okay.
you're going to qualify. So all these bogan kids, they're folding up paper.
Yep.
I'm not afraid to say, they're going Burko.
Absolutely off their little chops.
And no shit, Dylan's plane is so good that it travels for 2 whole pages of text.
Wow.
Yeah, it goes out the door, it goes across the oval, it goes down to the corner shop to buy some cigarettes, it gets on a Space Invaders machine, beats the high score.
Oh, nice. It
turns around.
propositions the town prostitute.
Goes
comes
into
back.
a kangaroo's pouch
Yeah.
for a while. It just goes on this epic journey. And it breaks the world record, which was set by a hideous American. So
Yes.
Aussie, oi, oi, oi. Totally patriotic plane, this thing. And then this happens.
Jethro walks over to him, totally astonished. That was incredible. What's your name, mate?
Dylan Weber!
Ever thought about making a career out of this?
Well, let's be fair. Your options in the country are kind of limited.
Yeah.
It does beat suicide at the age of
Yeah,
7.
it's basically farming or suicide.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all your options are in the country.
A lot of kids have sat there looking at the turnips, looking at the noose in the tree, and really pondered.
Yeah.
And Dylan is super excited by this whole prospect because, I mean, just imagine the lucrative paper plane sponsorship that's out there.
Reflex.
The hot paper plane groupies.
Oh my god,
They're all like,
imagine.
oh, fold it for me, Dylan.
Oh, that's such a sharp edge.
I want you to get in my crease. Oh, pull back my flaps. But Dad Jack
Yep.
Wortho,
Yep.
he's not so excited
Jack and Dad. Yep.
about his son's potential career as
Yeah.
a paper planesman.
Dylan studies his father for a long moment. He's wearing the same clothes as this morning. Did you go to work today? Jack turns back and looks at the TV. Doesn't answer.
Classic deadbeat dad. At least that's what I thought. I thought, great. Like, you're going, who's going to be great to play a distant deadbeat dad out in the country?
Who just has to sleep on a couch.
Sleep on a couch, have messy hair, grow a bit of stubble. Wortho.
Perfect.
Brilliant.
He was born for it.
In fact, even like just go down to Madame Tussauds and get the wax model of Wortho, put him on a couch, deadbeat dad, he gets likeness rights, everybody
Yeah,
profits.
it'd be great. Though, his Madame Tussauds is probably dressed as Perseus, so they just would have to put like a sheet over him. He's
fine.
just cuddled up in a blanket on the couch. It's fine.
But then it was like, is he a deadbeat dad? Or is he just a really sad dad? Dylan takes a breath and makes a decision. Surely his father wouldn't want him to lie, would he? Mum taught me! As soon as he says it, Dylan sees Jack's happiness at hearing about his paper plane exploits vanish.
When was that?
It is replaced by a sadness that falls across his face like a dark shadow. So
Dark Shadow, the Johnny Depp movie.
Yes.
Johnny Depp falls across his face.
he just
Ugh.
watched it and he's feeling pretty down afterwards.
He's like, don't fucking mention that movie again, Dylan.
And don't mention your mum. So, sad dad's so sad and already questions, stakes. What happened to her? Was she
Yeah.
taken by a dingo?
Well, that's what happens all the time.
Was she eaten by a crocodile? Was she squashed by a drop
Well,
bear?
probably.
Was she bitten by a spider or on the cunny and the dunny? It's my favourite bit of bush
I
poetry.
I love the word cunny.
She was bitten by a spider on the cunny in the dunny. Bitten by a spider on the cunny. Daddy thought it funny when she showed her swollen... No. It's flowing. And then more trouble.
It's lunchtime at Whaley Primary and the kids are going nuts and bananas in the playground.
There were 2 nuts hanging beneath every banana.
Oh, Jesus, you'd hope there wasn't any fucking allergies because they would be anaphylactic like fuckers.
It's getting anaphylactic out here, you blokes.
Heaps of potassium, but just they can't breathe. Cannot breathe at all.
Dylan, however, showed so much promise, but already he's lost his paper plane mojo. And he describes his performance as they practice as totally blowing chunks, which makes me think that the most recent film that Warland has seen is probably Wayne's World.
Yeah.
90s.
Yeah.
I said 80s. I didn't give him enough credit, clearly. Early 90s. And then Kevin. Fatty Kevin is described as a cheeky monkey, which I quite like. I like that practice. But then a page later, Grandpa is described as a cheeky bugger.
Yeah, right.
There's so much cheek in this book, and then moments later after I write... We're drinking beer. After I write that...
Mid-sentence burp.
A lady... Look. This is Australian.
Fucking sorry, Your Majesty.
A lady kisses Grandpa on the... Yeah, what are you, the Queen Mother? Keep your bloody iTunes comments to yourself, you dickhead. A lady, a mysterious elderly lady, kisses Grandpa on the cheek.
Grandpa! Dylan runs to him excitedly. Who's that lady, Grandpa? Grandpa plays it off. Oh, she's an old friend. I was just helping her out. Dylan takes this in. You must have done a great job because she looks very happy. Grandpa grins. Well, it's important to have pride in your work.
Grandpa pulled out his false teeth and surreptitiously plucked out some stray grey pubes.
So they're not kind of hiding this in the movie or in this book. Like, Grandpa is fucking all of these women.
What the Christ was that? That was a cat made a crazy noise.
He sounded like a squeak toy. Like,
sounded like
deflating.
a seal. I don't even know if that'll get picked up. But it was crazy,
anyway.
You guys. Take our word for it.
Yeah, so
pimp grandfather.
Grandpa is just in the nursing home, just literally going from room to room. Just, I don't even want to think about what the actual mechanics of what he is doing, but he's just going room to room and then just starting again, just going around, just doing laps to the nursing home.
They can't get pregnant. And he's on borrowed time anyway, so he's got nothing to lose. He tells Dylan, basically, use your noggin, Dylan, and then he disappears with another old lady. Total pimp-par.
Yeah.
And then Jack has an idea.
In the kitchen, Dylan pours himself a glass of milk as Jack digs through a cardboard box. There are dozens of old videotapes inside, all labelled AFL Grand Finals, Rugby League State of Origin games, Soccer World Cup qualifiers, Bathurst 1000 races, and lots of cricket matches, tests and one-day games. Pretty much every great Aussie sporting event imaginable is in the box.
Jack is a man of the future. Got all his VHS tapes, 2015. Every sporting event, and it turns out what this is all about is he shows the performance of Australia 2 in the
America's Cup from like 1980 something.
And that boat won because it had a winged keel. It was like a secret design. Underneath that boat was a dynamo that led Australia to victory, and because of that unique design, Dylan is going to have to think of something really unique for his own flaps in order to get this thing over the finish line.
He's got to crunch his flaps in a special way.
So Dylan experiments with all these different flying toys. Kevin turns up and tries to help. And more fat-shaming, as Kevin is described as having little sausage fingers.
Oh, poor Kevin.
Poor little bugger.
Little chipolatas on the end of his hands.
And now, suddenly, this guy was bullying him.
Yeah.
He was tormenting him, but now, suddenly, they're friends.
Dylan studies Kevin. Sure, he's a bit of a loudmouth and can be a shocking show-off, and he had been a bully at times, but he apologised, so that was nice.
All it takes sometimes.
Yeah.
So
sorry seems to be the hardest word.
We should say that at the end of this podcast, just in case. And it's the state championship qualifier day. So deadbeat, sad dad, Jack. He doesn't get up. He can't bring his sad head off his pillow.
Yep.
So Dylan goes solo after nicking $10 from him.
What a little flog.
Takes it out of the wallet, pisses off on his BMX, catches a bus to God knows where. I don't know where the qualifier is.
No, it's not in the city. Like, it's in a fucking shed somewhere.
Yeah, because they are in bumfuck nowhere, Western Australia.
So they go halfway from bumfuck nowhere to civilization, which is like some fuck nowhere. I don't know.
Yeah, and I don't know why a state final would be held there and not Perth. But anyway.
Yeah. Anyway.
And we meet a new antagonist, seeing as how Little Sausage Fingers was so easily diffused. He's already a good guy.
Yep.
So it turns out David Wenham,
Who I love.
who we just talked about, Courtney and I talked about him recently in Van Helsing.
Yes.
He's a famous golfer, and he has
Yep.
this little bastard of a kid called Jason, who is absolutely obsessed with being a champion. Mm-hmm. And suddenly my head is just churning with questions, because I'm like, will he learn? Will this little bastard learn by the end of this film that it's how you play the game that counts, not whether you win or lose? Probably will.
Probably.
Chances are he will learn that.
You know, it's worth pointing out that that David Wenham's dad character is not a pushy sports dad. He's just like, fucking whatever, you want to do planes, whatever, just have fun. The kid's like, gotta fucking win, gotta fuck up all these pricks.
I will hear the lamentation of their women. And Wenham's all steady on.
He goes, oh, Jesus, mate, well, I'm just going to go and play putt-putt for half an hour. You just go and do whatever, eh?
Do you know there's an audio book of this, and Wenham is the narrator?
Oh, really?
He reads the whole thing.
Oh, my interest is piqued.
So if you have enjoyed our tiny less than 10% fair use snippets,
Yes.
you can go and listen to the full paid
Read by
David Wenham
David
version.
Wenham with his very slight speech impediment.
Yes. And here, this is what happens at the qualifier.
Jason's plane flies strongly, but Dylan's plane is right with it. Then they both lose altitude and drop fast and hit the ground centimetres before the 30-metre mark. Jason's plane is ahead of Dylan's, just. Dylan's qualified for the national championships, and so is Jason. Dylan is quietly chuffed, but Jason pumps his fist like he's won Olympic gold.
High stakes indeed. And now, bloody Jack, he's flamin' gutted that he lost that $10, because he could have bought a bloody pint.
Yes.
Or like half a pack of ciggies, or a new flannel from Coles.
Absolutely.
You know when you go to Coles and they got them all wrapped up on the end cap?
Yes.
So he has no remorse that he missed some pussy playing compo, and he grounds Dylan for 2 weeks. Even though the Sydney final, which Dylan has just become eligible for, is next week. But he's like, bugger that for a game of soldiers.
Yeah, no.
Jack, all he wants to do is smash some tinnies and watch his vids.
Yeah, I have the 1997 Socceroos World Cup qualifier to watch, and nothing can come between that.
Well, why are we wasting time with this? I wish we were watching that. And then bloody Grandpa, Pimp Grandpa, wipes his genitals clean for a second.
With a wet wipe.
Nicks off from the old folks' home, steals an ambulance, and takes Dylan to break into the bloody air museum so they can sit in the plane and pretend they're shooting krauts.
Jesus. Dylan sighs, whatever makes the old bloke happy. He pulls on the cap, climbs onto the wing, and scrambles into the cockpit and takes the seat behind Grandpa.
Who does Grandpa think he is at this point? Snoopy? Like he goes into this fantasy sequence where they're shooting all these planes down and like maniacally murdering everybody. It's got a huge erection. Yeah,
do they reference whether Grandpa was actually a pilot in the war, or was he just like kind of fantasizing?
I might have nodded off at that point. Although it does use a lot of Grandpa's established skills.
Oh, Jesus. Dylan watches Grandpa move the control stick and ease the flaps back.
He is a pro. I tell you, he's
used to, moving those old, dry, creaky flaps around.
He's eased a lot of rusty old flaps back in order to get into that cockpit. So, Grandpa he's not arrested, he's cautioned. Yeah. Which probably means the cops are just going to beat the crap out of him on the way home.
Yeah, or just leave him in the van for 40 hours in the heat.
And then, whatever happened to Grandpa, it must have cheered Jack up. Because he decides, you know what? Bugger it. I'm going to take Dylan to Sydney by driving in his beige ute. Yeah. So remember, it was a week away. It's going to take him like at least 3 days to drive over from...
I feel in the movie, they don't particularly reference that it was in Western Australia, and I always assumed that it was in country New South Wales.
Nah.
When I'm watching the movie.
It was shot here too.
It was shot here, but that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, no. They drive across the Nullarbor.
They're going to drive across the fucking Nullarbor, which takes a week.
To go to Sydney.
Yeah.
My pleasure, mate. Jack flicks on the radio and is obviously happy with the song that plays. Dylan's pretty sure it's by a band called Old Chisel. His dad has loved them forever.
Now, you little dickhead kid, don't fucking be shitting on Cold Chisel, you fucking prick.
What song do you reckon it was?
Flame Trees.
How does that go?
Under the flame trees
Yeah.
or something.
These
or it'll be
two-
like K-San. Like, they'll have like a big fucking sing-along to K-San.
Father and son cranking
about
up the Cold
fucking,
Chisel.
like,
Oh,
Vietnam and shit.
Yeah.
Like, how hard was Vietnam?
It's pretty bloody hard, mate. And then they end up in a posh Sydney hotel. How out of place would that look? Where Jason and the other kids are going to get their planes on. And a fun note about Australian writing as well. I noticed that Australian writers do not need to come up with actual similes because...
Guess he got his answer on whether Jason's a good guy or not. It appears he's rude as.
Rude as what? Not Warland's problem.
No.
Just rude as,
He's
mate.
just rude as.
Don't make me pull out a pussy simile. He's rude as. What else do you want?
Like, fucking fill in your own blanks, dickhead.
And we meet the female love interest and reigning champ, straight from Japan, Kimi Murayama.
She's dressed very colourfully, just like she stepped out of a comic book. Dylan has never seen anything quite like her funky style before.
Funky town again. Everything is getting funky in here. Mr. Hickenlooper's funky.
Crazy
Kimi Murayama's
Harajuku
funky.
girl.
And she's super well written too. Then she speaks in English. I am so glad to be here because Australia is home to my favourite bird, the emu, which of course can't even fly. And I'm really excited to meet all of you and see your fantastic planes. Yes, because Sydney is teeming with rogue emus, honey. Also, emus are renowned pricks.
They're awful birds.
They are bastard birds, only second to magpies.
Yeah,
they
so
are evil fucking things.
They are hideous, hideous animals. I hate them in the zoo. Like, they fucking stare at you and they want to eat you.
At least you can say emu. Americans go
Emu.
Emu.
Imagine if they had an emu called Craig.
Imagine it if it had a U on the end. So back at his hotel room, Dylan decides he's got to stalk Kimmy.
Oh, of course, yep.
So he hatches this lunatic plan where he's going to launch a paper plane from his balcony and
Yep.
try to land it specifically
Okay.
onto hers.
Yep.
And this isn't, it's not just like two of them next to each other in a
Yeah.
motel. This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
a multi-story, many balconied hotel.
Yes.
And I'm thinking already, and I thought this when I saw the film, quite frankly, if he can pull this off, he should automatically win the competition because it actually requires more skill than anything he's going to have to do in the climax
Absolutely.
of the film.
Yep.
And this is the important message that he must send.
What should he write to her? He takes a second to decide, then draws a picture of an emu flying and writes a note under it. Do emus dream of flying? Okay, it's not Shakespeare or even Wimpy Kid, but he hopes she'll get the joke.
And then maybe she can explain it to us.
Maybe.
Although Warland is correct. This is not Shakespeare, and it's not even Wimpy Kid.
Not even Wimpy Kid.
No.
Yeah.
And needless to say, he fails, which was a relief to me. Like, if he'd pulled it off, I would have gone, like, just end the movie here, he's done
Yep.
it.
Yep.
Jason then proceeds to tease him in front of Kimmy by calling his drawing homely. Now,
Does that apply?
what a terrifying threat this kid is.
Homely.
Your
That's
drawing's homely.
That is such a weird comparison to draw.
It is very, very strange. I'm vamping because I'm sending,
Just replying to a message.
I'm sending a text. So the championship
So
commences.
bloody fucking Australian.
On the side, professional,
Fucking, we're
mate.
just doing like 40 fucking things at once. Let me check me Twitter. Oh, yeah.
Let me check me crops. So the championship commences and the winners are going to go to Tokyo. My question is, where the bloody hell are you, Jack? Dylan scans the rest of the spectators but can't see any sign of Jack. Come on, Dad, where are you? He lets out a disappointed breath. He can't believe Jack would be a no-show. They drove a really long way to get here and he couldn't even make it out of the hotel room. Now, we've talked a lot in recent books like Hook, stuff like that,
Yeah.
about deadbeat dads.
Uh-huh.
Kids at the baseball game,
Yeah.
Dad, where's Dad? Looking at the audience,
Yeah.
dads are not there. It's universal. And that just goes to show that can happen in America, it can happen in Australia. We're all bound together
Yeah.
by dickhead dads that do not show up at the event.
Though it should be noted, even though it's not, worth it for for obviously making fun of him. As I was watching this movie, like, I'm watching it, and he's hanging so much shit on his dad. He's like, Dad, you need to do this. Dad, you need to come watch me do this. Dad, you need to do whatever. Like, his dad is, like, suffering from super intense depression. Like, his wife is dead, he can't get off the couch. He needs fucking medical help, not his little shitbag kid just going, oh, fucking Dad, watch me make a plane, dickhead.
Well, why doesn't he bring the couch with him? Why can't you have the best of both worlds?
Well,
Why doesn't the
it's
couch
true.
just wheel in with sad dad lying on it and going, oh, good work, son. Good paper plane. Now roll me a cigarette, will you, with the next one?
He would just have one of those trundle beds from the hotel
Yeah.
room, and he would just, like, be pushing himself along with, like, an oar.
Look, but so far, pretty good in competition-wise.
Yeah.
He's doing all right.
Yeah.
And in the break, he watches Kimmy train.
She takes a running jump, then vaults into a forwards flip that becomes a backflip, then another backflip, then another backflip, then another. The tumbling gets faster and faster until she lands on her feet, face forward, and launches a paper plane.
Reinforcing the fact that we already knew all Asians are ninjas.
Yes, absolutely.
And Kimmy is also totally impractical. She studies the plane for a moment, then turns to Dylan. Wouldn't it be great if the competition was about more than whose plane flies the furthest? If it was about the most beautiful flight or the most surprising? That's the competition I want to win.
Yeah.
Well, be an agent of change. Don't keep competing and winning in a competition which you don't agree with the principle
Yeah,
of.
exactly. And it's like, why would you... Yeah, like, there's room for both, you know? Like, there's one which is governed by, you know, distance and facts, and the other one that is subjective.
The thing is, you had this opportunity. You had a captive audience where
Yeah.
you could have expressed that, and instead you decided
Yeah.
to talk about the emu, that nature's prick of a bird. So,
Second only to the cassowary.
so who's to blame? Final challenge, though, in Sydney at the finals is they've got to get this plane across a 50-metre pool.
Shit, that's like twice as long as the one before.
I know. It's getting... Stakes are high.
Oh, damn.
Jason and Dylan, they make it, but Jack still doesn't show up. But there's no sudden death tiebreaker here. They decide that they both get to go to Japan, and I'm thinking, what? That's generous that they're going to take... Because this final in Japan will be kids from all over the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
So why take two Australian
So why do we
finalists?
get two representatives? Yeah.
And I think, you know, and they're going to pay for two? No, they're not going to pay for one. They're going, oh, we provided a ream of 500 sheets of copy paper.
Yeah.
But you have to make your own way to Sydney.
Oh.
You have to pay for your own hotel.
Oh.
We'll hire the pool for an hour. You fly your plane, but then you have to pay your own to Japan.
Oh, okay.
So this competition feels like a total scam.
Bit of a scam, yeah. And you have to pay like $500 entry fee.
And Jack knows. Jack looks at him genuinely surprised. What? Japan? That's expensive. It is.
That's like so many packets of durries.
Can you imagine all the durries you could smoke instead of going to Japan?
That'd be like a whole spare room full of durries.
It's too much for Dylan, though. Dylan chucks a spack at Jack.
I don't get it. You don't get it. I'm 12 and I get it. Dylan takes a breath, hates to say it, but knows he must. She's dead. She's not coming back. Ever.
And that's the crux of this story, because sad dad gets sadder and he gets a little mad. So we're really dealing with a mad, sad dad
and it's not a
situation
fad.
here. Not a fad at all. And then suddenly, though, this is looking up. So his family life is problematic. So again, these are universal, relatable issues. But his love life, maybe.
Yeah. He watches the Porsche pull away, then a tinted rear window slides down to reveal Kimmy's smiling face. She delicately throws out a paper plane. It wafts across the driveway, tips into a long, lazy arc, then glides straight towards Dylan. So she's got, like, skills for directing planes. Yeah.
Paying the bills.
It slows to a hover in front of him, and he plucks it out of the air. He opens it and reads Kimmy's Skype address, along with Skype me, and a smiley face.
Skype the shit out of me, baby. Oh, yeah. Cam girl. It has to be. But no, instead, when they get onto Skype, you know, he's wearing his Hefner robe, but she teaches him origami. So she's a ninja.
Yes.
She knows origami.
Uh-huh.
And I'm just waiting for her to catch a fly with chopsticks at this point.
Yeah, of course.
And he gets inspiration from Clive the Eagle because he realizes that the answer to a winning plane might actually lie in the natural world. the world around it. So, you know, we get caught up on iPads, iPhones,
They don't fly.
internets, Skypes. But really, let's look at the world. I reckon, scrunch up a ball of paper,
Yep.
the wombat.
Yeah.
Throw it, winner.
Rock.
Done.
Boom.
Jason, though, he is on... This rich little prick is on the TV doing his training.
Jesus. Dylan takes it in and slumps onto the lounge, frustrated and downhearted. How am I meant to compete with that? I mean, really? I can't even afford the bloody airfare to Japan. He glanced at his father. Sorry for swearing. That's all right, mate. Jack frowns and turns and looks out the window at the shed. A moment passes, then his face lights up. Come with me.
Gonna take him to the shed and teach him to swear like a man. What's this bloody bullshit, you fucking little prick? Come on.
After a week, we'll work up to the C word.
So what they do is they throw a garage sale to raise money, and look, it's going all right. They're making a couple of bucks. But then Grandpa, he really tips the scales by showing up with his pussy posse.
Yeah. Grandpa and 6 of his elderly lady friends stride towards him in a flying wedge, wind in their hair and dressed in their finest clothes they're going to be buried in. You can almost hear funky music as they strut along the driveway towards the garage sale. They each carry a large tray stacked high with scones and lamingtons and cupcakes.
Who wants my French baps?
Ooh!
Who wants to get in me cream bun?
A slice of me moist lammy.
Me custard tart? Who wants to finger me bun? So now, thanks to the loose elderly women, he has cash and the day of the flight arrives. And Dylan's going solo. They only raised enough money for Dylan to go across.
Yep.
And his dad is doing this usual bullshit. And do you notice this? The dad is such a fucking irritating character because he wildly pendulums between encouragement, like, oh boy, I've got an idea. Why don't you do this? To, oh, what?
Fucking
Paper
planes, that's dumb.
That's so expensive, mate. Japan, full of bloody Japanese people. And yeah, so encouragement, then suddenly, bam, distant neglect. Why do you love it so much? It seems Jack genuinely wants to know.
Because for those few seconds when the plane is flying, I can forget.
Forget what?
Dylan hesitates, then says it. This!
Jack turns away, his eyes wet with tears, clearly heartbroken that he makes his son feel that way. Dylan turns away too, feels awful that he made his father cry. I reckon, like, if you want to forget, do what I do, son. Smash a couple of tinnies.
Yeah.
Few dozen. Yeah, look, and this is why Wortho is nominated for Best Actor, because
Absolutely. He cried.
I believe him as a robot in the future. I believe him as, you know, smashing fucking Medusa in the face. All those things. I believe he's a blue cat alien. But,
I believe his legs don't work in that same movie.
But mate, when he squeezes out a
he's
bleary,
like, oh!
an old bleary teary down his cheeky cheeks, I bloody my heart.
Oh, it just breaks in 2. Like, not even in 2. Like, it breaks in 4. It's just that fucking sad.
Shatters like a violet crumble, mate, dropped by a incompetent clerk.
God,
so
crumble though.
Grandpa drops Dylan off at the airport. Grandpa hugs him right back. Go forth and partake in a grand adventure, little man.
I don't think anyone uses the words forth or partake in normal conversation anymore, Grandpa.
Or daggy, or funky, or blow chunks, or totally radical.
Unless you're a Ninja Turtle.
Any of the phrases in this book. But they go to Japan. He stares at Kimmy a lot. Great way to show a girl you like her.
Yeah.
Jason is a total prick. He's throwing origami ninja stars at some British kid. Take that, you bloody pom! And then Jason basically does what needs to be done.
They reach the top of the stairs. White trash! Jason throws out an arm and pushes Dylan. Not a big push, but it's enough to cause him to overbalance. Oh, jeez! Dylan doubles down the stairs. It's scary!
That's my favourite sentence in the book, by the way. It's scary!
He throws out his right hand to break his landing. Crunch!
So holy crap, we've got a paper plane championship looming, and he's got a bung wrist!
It is bung as.
Have the stakes ever been this high?
Absolutely not.
Not even in a long-armed butcher shop
No.
have the stakes been this high. And then he lies that he was tripped. He was sabotaged.
Yeah.
And again, I think, is that noble to go, oh yeah, no, I fell down the stairs, rather than go, look, I'm in a competition and this fucker
this dickhead,
sabotaged me. I reckon that's stupid.
It is a bit stupid.
And we learn, though, the serious moment, Dylan's mum was a piano teacher who had a car crash and is now tickling the ivories up in the sky.
Oh, okay.
She's playing chopsticks with Jesus.
She's playing in the foyer of heaven.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then Jason's dad, Patrick, this is Wenham, remember?
David Wenham, yep.
Tells us it's not about winning. But what this really is about, because he's been a pro golfer, he's won things. It's about making great mates.
Yeah, it's the Australian way.
Mates.
Make your great mates, mate.
So that means Dylan's probably not going to win this thing, right?
Yeah.
And we'll be fine with that as an audience.
Yeah, because he's made some mates. But
because it's not about winning. So really, if he does end up winning this thing, doesn't that undermine the whole message of this story?
Yeah, I guess so.
And mean that everything we've heard is bullshit?
Yeah, I feel it's probably bullshit anyway, but...
The message is that winning's not everything.
Yeah,
so he's not going to win, but he's going to be okay with it. That's my prediction. His plane flies on, then he loses sight of it behind one of those skyscrapers. It's funny. Dylan is in the middle of the... Better than being scary. It's funny this time. Dylan is in the middle of this huge city surrounded by millions and millions of people, and yet he feels very alone. More alone than he ever felt when he was in that empty beige landscape back home. I also think he should consider himself lucky he's not in Singapore, where he would have just been caned for littering.
He would have had his hand chopped off. They would have been like, which one did you throw that plane with? That's gone. You don't need that anymore. You'd learn to write with your other hand.
That stays here. And meanwhile, back home in Whaleyup, poor old Jack, crying his bloody eyes out.
Jesus.
Going for that Logie. Can you get a Logie? Logie's
No,
TV.
Logie's TV.
Give him a Logie anyway.
He'll have a Logie, he'll have a fucking actor, he'll have to buy a new sideboard to put them all on.
Yeah.
It's just, Jesus Christ.
You'll see bloody Wortho and Bingo down at IKEA get some more shelving. He's got to sell the piano.
The wife's piano.
To ivory traders.
Oh, that's sad.
So finally the day of the finals. This is back in Japan. Dylan manages to get into the finals straight away.
Yeah.
And really, this is just kids throwing some paper planes. So Warland inserts a lot of padding here. He's basically gets into his head, but he's rehashing previous scenes. Dylan reminisces about Hoop and Liquor and Pimp Pa's lady friends and their French baps, all that sort of stuff. And Dylan has 90 seconds, just 90 seconds to make his plane, his final paper plane for the finals.
The sharp creases, the tail, the wing flaps, the dimples.
And that's just him describing Kimmy.
Why do you have dimples on a paper plane? Like, what the fuck is that?
Speaking of high stakes, though, Jason gets a paper cut.
Oh, shit!
That's the last bloody thing you want to go wrong.
God, that is an occupational hazard if I've ever heard one.
Yeah, these are kids.
Jesus.
Who will think of the children?
My God.
And then Dylan throws his plane. Now, in the film, Dylan's plane travels for about 20 minutes. And it gets a good few paragraphs here.
Yeah.
As it goes high into the air, and it drifts around like Clive the Eagle.
Yeah, it gets up on those thermals and just fucks around up in the atmosphere. It's the only one still aloft. In fact, it stayed up much longer than Dylan expected. Well, it picks up speed as the swooping arcs grow tighter and tighter. The crowd begins to clap in unison as they watch its extraordinary flight.
How excited is this global audience?
Unbelievable.
Dylan, paper planes, A4, A4. They're just loving it.
They are sick for it.
And then another few paragraphs of flight. It trips the laser beam, and this thing breaks the world record.
Jesus.
And for me, watching the film, I mean, just seeing it dip down, hits the laser, world record.
Yeah.
Holy shit, you've done it, Dylan.
No.
That was enough for me.
Yes.
Was it enough for you?
Oh, for sure. I felt so satisfied. I didn't even need anything else.
So imagine what happens when the plane turns around. His plane circles around and flies back toward him. It quickly gains altitude. He realizes it's too high for him to catch as it soars overhead. Then it slows and loses altitude and gently lands in the palm of an upturned hand.
Jack's hand. His dad's here. Dylan can't believe it. Dad! He sprints to his father, who is clear-eyed, clean-shaven, and smartly dressed.
Struth, boy, that plane of yours nearly hit me in the dick. And wasn't this just a chilling moment when you're watching the film and you're the plane, it's been flying around for about half an hour,
Yeah.
it turns around and just slam, bam, into Wortho. It was like a heart-seeking missile.
Oh my god,
It just
unbelievable.
found him. It's like, I'm gonna find your dad, and there it was. There's his dad. Sad dad. No longer that sad. He's a sorry dad. He's sorry for not having faith in his paper plane throwing son.
And you know, this shitbag of a movie was shown at the cinema in 3D, and that particular scene is the only time that I wished that I had seen this movie in 3D at the cinema. Imagine the glory of that sparkly sort of like depth of field coming, the plane comes into Wortho, he comes into focus. Oh my god, the majesty. I mean, it was exciting enough just watching it, you know, normally. Imagine it in 3D. It would have been too intense.
How strong a bloke you are. Gonna be a few blearies on your cheeks, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
And look, I mean, really, there's nowhere to go from there. I mean, that's the ending. This is it. And in first place, Dylan Webber.
The crowd goes off. Jack watches Dylan run to the dais, and it's clear he couldn't be more bloody proud.
On the screen, the kids in Dylan's class rise to their feet and cheer. Grandpa and Hickenlooper embrace. Kevin puts the sombrero back on and dances like no one is watching.
As Dylan is about to climb onto the top step, Jason stops him. Dylan waits for him to say something nasty, but instead Jason extends his hand and smiles warmly. Congratulations, your plane was fantastic.
Surprised, Dylan shakes his hand. Thanks, mate.
Dylan climbs onto the top step and sees Patrick happily applauding in the crowd. Dylan can't help but wonder if he thinks his son might have finally come good.
Dylan turns to Kimmy and they exchange a smile. After this is done, he's going to let her know how much he helped him. First by letting him know the answer could be found in the natural world, and then by making him realise that creating something beautiful and surprising could be a valuable thing.
The crowd's applause swells one more time. Dylan takes Kimmy and Jason's hands in his and raises them high. He'll never forget this moment.
He can't wait to tell Clive about it.
Jesus
And that is the end. So he did win. So in a book that wasn't about winning,
Yeah.
he won and fucking loved it. And everybody
Sure
cheered.
did.
And he felt like a hero.
He felt like an absolute fucking champion.
All his enemies suddenly liked him, and
Yeah.
the girl liked him.
And he got to beat that little turd with the rich dad.
And winning was everything.
Yeah.
So, there's some ripper photos as well.
Absolutely bloody ripper.
Great pictures of sad-looking Wortho.
Oh my god.
Barely lift his heavy head, the poor bugger.
Oh, it's my favourite thing. My favourite caption is, so Wortho is given this little Ed Oxy Bolden kid thing, a bit of a hug from behind. He's got his arm over his shoulder around his neck and goes, "No, Jack doesn't have Dylan in a headlock. He's just very proud that his son has made it to the junior championships." Thanks for clarifying that.
I thought Wortho had seen a kid and went into attack mode. So, I got to ask Jacinta,
Yeah?
was the book better?
Oh, I feel like that was special in different ways, but I feel like maybe the book was a little bit better.
Fuck yeah, let's go with the book.
Let's go with the book, because like let's be honest, they're both a bit shit.
The book
But
you
at
can
least the book has a special, very personality of its own.
You can pretend it's from the 80s.
You can pretend it's from the
Because you don't have
80s,
any visuals. And that's the biggest problem, is like, this is what Australia is producing in 2015, and it is absolute, dead set, Margaret Clark, Lockie Leonard 80s bullshit.
Check this out. Okay, so this is a picture of Dylan and Kimmy. They're having a conversation at their hotel, which is actually I think filmed at the Japanese Gardens down at UWA or Murdoch. UWA or Murdoch, one of the universities here. Dylan and Kimmy have a D&M at the hotel in Tokyo after he sprains his wrist. A D&M is a deep and meaningful conversation, BTW.
I thought it was
Fuck you.
Dick and Mufti. So, and there's extra stuff in this book as well. There's an
Yeah.
interview with the director who says he hopes for a sequel.
Oh, fuck. What are they going to do? Like,
Paper Planes 2.
so it's going to be like Team Australia.
Oh,
So they're going to all
yeah.
band together. It's going to be Team
Yep.
Australia. And then he's going to have to try and beat Kimmy on Team Japan. And their like relationship is going to come into turmoil. He's going to have to choose does he love her or paper planes more?
I reckon the enemies will be the Americans.
The Americans or the Germans?
Whoa.
You know how these movies go.
The swastika plane.
No, I just meant they were just very efficient. You know, like in fucking Mighty Ducks, it's all the, like, are they Sweden or Iceland or something?
Oh, well, look.
I don't know. Whatever.
I am going to...
Somewhere in Europe, it'll be Eastern Europeans.
The cinema tomorrow, I'm going to pick a seat and I'm going to sit and I'm going to eagerly wait for this sequel to come out. There's also some tips and tricks to make your own paper planes submitted by some paper plane experts that assisted on the film.
Oh, I wish I'd read those before we did our paper plane competition the quiz night the other week, because I fucked it up.
Hard facts about paper planes.
Okay.
You know, and when paper was invented and stuff.
Oh, sweet.
And then...
so you're learning while you're enjoying.
And some instructions on how to make your own paper plane.
Okay.
Some diagrams, so you can get in on the action and live the paper plane dream. Now, there are a couple of Amazon reviews, mostly for the audiobook, just 2 really, but I want to share these with you. Mm-hmm. This is quite special. This is the first one. Interview with my 6-year-old. Me. Remember when we went camping and we listened to that book about paper planes in the car? Yeah. What did you think of that book? Awesome! Brackets while bouncing up and down on the couch. Me. What was your favourite part? When he threw the plane 100 metres. Who was your favourite character? The guy who threw it 100 metres. I forgot his name. Oh yeah, Dylan. Dylan was my favourite character. How far do you think your plane will fly? 2 metres. Do you want to watch the movie? Yeah. Runs off and finds a sheet of paper. Do you want me to make you a plane? No. Can you make me an origami fortune teller? Oh, well, the fortune teller will probably fly better than my planes do anyway.
Wow, that's a high request. Like an origami fortune teller? Ask for a fucking crane or something, mate.
That's how you do a review.
Yeah, Jesus.
What an astute bloody kid, I tell ya. And then on Goodreads, someone said, if the movie is anything like the book, I will be a puddle of tears in the cinema. It is a really endearing story, and I feel for young Dylan. It's a lovely story. And look...
And that was probably written by an adult.
God damn if I wasn't sitting in a puddle at the end of this book as well. So I know exactly where you're coming from. What an Aussie ripper.
So was I, but I was just sweating with stress. Is fucking Dylan gonna... Is he gonna win? Is he gonna learn some life lessons? I just don't even know.
What a funky bloke.
What a funky ripper bloke.
What a funky story. Not a dag, but a total funk star. Bloody Australia Struth Cobber. So, there you go. That's Paper Planes. We've been really excited to bring it to you. Check out the movie, buy the book, listen to Wenham read it to you. I think that's probably the best thing.
Yeah, I think I will listen to Wenham read it to
Yeah. Listen to the whole story. We bought the book. You can hear it right here.
Yes.
We watched the movie. We did all the right things.
Yes. It's funny. I actually went into a department store thinking, we need something. Like, I was coming up that I was going to be, recording another episode. I'm like, fuck, I don't know what we're going to do. I'm just going to go and have a look in the shop, see what they've got there. This was the only novelization. It was the only copy, and I picked it up and just went, fuck. Destiny has gifted us with this opportunity.
And it's an ebook too, so get it on your iPad, your Tamagotchi, your Game Boy, everywhere
have
where
Pokemon read
you can read a good book.
Yeah.
Absolutely bloody...
And a bad book too.
Bloody ripper.
Yeah.
So, thanks for listening. Please listen to our other shows. Jacinta and I did FP Cast, which aired yesterday, and we recorded it about an hour ago, and that was a lot of fun. We reviewed Spectre. Basically, go to fruitlesspursuits.com and everything you need to know is there. Links to our iTunes to rate and reviewers, links to our Facebook discussion page, links to our Patreon where you can subscribe and support us.
Yeah.
It's really warm here. I've been drinking beer.
It is so hot today. It is like 1,000 degrees.
Yeah, now I can see the end in sight. I'm just dropping to sleep.
Yeah,
so
I'm going to have a nap.
Say the thing and then we can go.
Catch you on the flips?
Jumanji! Oh,